The morning sun bathed Maplewood Lane in gold, but the warmth couldn't pierce the chill in Sarah's heart. She stood by her backyard feeder, scattering millet for the sparrows, their tiny wings a fleeting comfort. For weeks, she'd found solace in these birds, a quiet rebellion against the grief of losing her mother, who'd taught her to cherish small acts of kindness. But the Karen Hills HOA had other plans. Their president, Margaret Voss, had declared war on Sarah's feeder, claiming it attracted vermin and violated Rule 47B. Sarah ignored the first notice. The second came with a $200 fine. By the third, Margaret was at her doorstep, eyes blazing, voice sharp as a blade. "You're ruining our community," Margaret barked, waving the HOA rulebook. Sarah clutched her birdseed, her voice steady but trembling. "These birds hurt no one. You're just obsessed with control." Neighbors began to gather, phones out, whispers rippling. Sarah's friend, Jake, a quiet landscaper, stepped forward, his fists clenched. "She's grieving, Margaret. Have a heart." But Margaret scoffed, her perfectly manicured finger jabbing the air. "Rules are rules. You're all enabling chaos." The argument escalated, voices overlapping, until a news van screeched into the cul-de-sac. Channel 7 had caught wind of the birdseed battle, and cameras rolled as Margaret's tirade grew louder. Sarah's pulse raced. She hadn't asked for this spotlight, but the birds, her mother's birds, mattered more than Margaret's ego. "I'm not stopping," she declared, scattering another handful of seed. The crowd split. Some cheered her defiance, others shouted about property values. Jake shoved a neighbor who called Sarah a hippie troublemaker, and fists nearly flew. Margaret, sensing her moment, turned to the cameras, painting herself as the victim of a lawless rebel. Social media exploded, hashtags like Birdseed Rebellion trending as strangers weighed in, some hailing Sarah's stand, others vilifying her disrespect. The HOA doubled down, issuing an eviction threat. Sarah, drained but resolute, organized a community meeting, hoping for peace. Hundreds showed up, but unity fractured fast. A retiree yelled about entitled millennials. A single mom praised Sarah's compassion. The news crew ate it up, framing it as a clash of values. Freedom versus order. Sarah's voice cracked as she spoke of her mother, of kindness as resistance. For a moment, the room softened. Then Margaret stormed in, brandishing a lawyer's letter. "You'll be out by Friday," she sneered. Jake lunged, held back by friends. The cameras zoomed in, and Sarah's heart sank. This wasn't about birds. Anna Maria, it was a circus. Days later, the feeder was torn down by HOA enforcers. Sarah watched, numb, as sparrows circled an empty yard. The news moved on, but the neighborhood didn't. Fences went up, literally and figuratively. Jake moved away, unable to stomach the tension. Sarah stayed, but her spirit felt crushed. The birds stopped coming, and with them, a piece of her mother faded. The HOA won, but at what cost? Maplewood Lane was quieter, colder, a community divided by a handful of seeds. Was Sarah's defiance worth the chaos, or was Margaret right to enforce order? Share your thoughts on justice and community conflict.